Greetings everyone, and thank you for coming to another video on this YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss a very interesting tool, a very interesting topic that I started to see across the internet on a few, mostly a few Spanish accounts on Twitter. I saw like a monitoring tool that it really caught my eye, caught my attention, and then I started exploring, and I was surprised that it's all open source, and I really want to show this tool to you, so maybe it might be useful to put into your own business or home lab, like on my case, and so on and so forth. So I'm talking about Uptime Kuma. This tool, I was super surprised. It's a web application tool. It does not have some sort of like a binary or something to install. It's just like a web tool that you just deploy on a Node.js and run it. But nevertheless, it's super powerful. And what it really surprised me is that it is super easy to use. So I think we can just go and see how we can install it, and maybe like the few overview and install. Let's take a quick look how we need to install it. It's very easy, but let's go step by step all together. So the first thing we need to do is just on an Ubuntu 24.04, that's the latest release that I have here. Let's clear the screen, and then first we need to install Node.js, right, and NPM. I'm taking the version 20 because it's an LTS. 18 is LTS as well. Just take a look on the website of Node.js to make sure that you install the one of the latest, but the most important thing that they are LTS, right? So this doesn't take long, really, to be honest. It just takes a few seconds, and then now we can just go and install Node.js itself, right? The first step it was adding the repositories, and now we are installing Node.js. Let's take a quick look. Node -v, so we have the version 20.18.3, and NPM we have the version 10.8.2, which is good enough for the Uptime Kuma that we're running. Take a look on GitHub in case that you face any problems. Now we need to install Git and clone the repository, which is git clone github.com, and then the repository itself. I will put all in the description. And now finally we just need to run an npm run setup, and this is going to prepare some sort of install the web application, make it ready so we can just run it. Another thing I want to do is, of course, keep the I want to keep this tool, this web application running at all times, and I really wanted as well to add it into the boot itself, right? So after the operating system starts, I want this to auto start. And to do that, we need to use a different tool called PM2, and this PM2, it's some sort of like a daemon, right? An agent that it's all the time running, and is running the web application that you're interested in, right? You do not need to go npm run every single time you, for example, boot up the server, or imagine the application goes down for some reason. You do not need to do npm run. PM2 takes care of all of that. So it's very easy. We just need to do npm install pm-2 and then -g, and pm2 install pm2 log rotate, right? So, okay, let's see. This doesn't take long. And then when this finishes, we are going to run 2 more commands. So this is the pm2 start. That's what we need to do. We put pm2 start server and then server.js -name -name Uptime Kuma. That is our application. And then the next step, it is just pm2 startup, and that's been added, and pm2 save. So what these 2 commands have done, it's the application that is running on that specific moment with PM2, which it was Uptime Kuma. it's now to save to the is added into the startup, right? So into the boot order, and as well with the save, well, it saved the changes, right? So that is very nice. Let's move to the next step. I think we can perhaps do now install Nginx. And why we don't need Nginx, right? Right now, if we just go to the port to the HTTP and IP or FQDN of this uptype Kuma and port 3001, we can see the application. We're going to see the uptype Kuma up and running. But I really think that you will most likely want to expose this to the internet, or maybe to customers, or maybe through VPN. And using normal HTTP, it's not perhaps the best idea, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to put Nginx, and we're going to do a reverse proxy. So Nginx, it's the tool that is going to, it should be exposed towards the internet or towards a VPN or towards your internal network, but using HTTPS as well, right? So it again, the users doesn't go directly to the application; they go to Nginx, and Nginx it's going to protect us. Plus, adding additional login and so on and so forth, right? Nginx, it's very easy to monitor with any tool out there, right? Grafana. I'm talking about performance itself of the application, right? And the security logs are very, very nice. So, well, anyways, let's take a look of, we should install Nginx, nothing else. And then the configuration of the Nginx, I will put everything on the description. I'm using an SSL certificate. I'm not showing this into the step by step, but I'm using an Let's Encrypt that with Certbot, that you can just get the SSL for free and renew it every 3 months. But you can put any other certificate, and this is the configuration that you should use, right? So we just need to go and edit the create a new file under the sites enable, etc nginx sites enable. On my case, I call it Kuma, that file, and then on that you can see that I just have here the server, and then listen to the port 80, server name kuma.jorgedelacruz.es, location. But then that was just for the 80. We need to add the configuration to the proper, so we just do the proper SSL certificate, right? So we are going to do like that, return host request URI, and then we need to put as well another server, because that's the server listening over the 80, but we need really to listen over the 443. Okay, so that is much better now. So the server, it listens over the port, let me see, okay, the spaces over the port 443 SSL, and we are going to the location is doing the proxy pass over the local host, as you can see, right? Localhost 3001. Let's take this, copy, and put this into the 443, and now we need the SSL, the certificate. In this case, it's the normal certificate that you can just get with the from Certbot or from any other vendor. And I have the files here in etc nginx ssl fullchain.pem, and the SSL, the certificate, the private key, which I have in etc nginx, and then SSL, and then now is the private key.pem, right? So with this configuration looks nice to me. It's redirecting towards the port 443 and so on and so forth. So that is nice. Now we can just do sudo service config test. Oh, sorry, maybe we can just do with the nginx -t as well. That's completely up to you, but let me take a look of the previous commands. I thought that that was an Nginx command, but yeah. Anyways, let's take a look. Let's take a look at what was the commands I've been running. You can see my commands with the certbot there. Yeah, the Nginx -t. Everything is nice, and then let's just yeah. Well, let's restart the Nginx, and that's pretty much it, right? So now we can go to the HTTPS and the IP or FQDN. FQDN, of course, is going to have the valid SSL. IP usually is going to, most likely is going to fail. Let's put a user and password. We are here, we're ready, we're in. Very simple interface, nothing complex, nothing crazy. Add new monitor, and no monitors have been added. You can see how many different types they are already here. Extremely simple, push, Steam game server, MQTT, MongoDB, Redis, HTTPS, which is the most common use case that we're going to use here. And I'm going to start adding, for example, my public blogs. But with here, you can just add any single URL that you want to monitor. It doesn't need to be even yours, right? Sometimes it can be just some service that you rely on, right? Like let's monitor, for example, OpenAI or Netflix, right? And so on and so forth. There are some notifications here we can configure. There are some proxies as well. My recommendation is to monitor the certificate expiration notification and ignore the TLS SSL because sometimes the SSL might not be valid, right? But we want to still monitor it. You can configure a bit of the authentication if the web need it, but I don't need any complex thing because it is a WordPress, right? Another let's do it again together. It's 83 milliseconds, so that's okay. So seems that there is a new update of Uptime Kuma, but let's not worry about that. Let's now add another entry so you can see how simple once again is. I'm super surprised that this is for free and also simple. It's absolutely great. Yeah, the certificate expiry notification. And then the notifications, many notifications. I was super surprised with how many notifications we have on this tool by default, right? Anything that you're losing a package or something on a specific critical service that you're monitoring, you are going to receive the notification on those many services that it does support. Super good. Okay, well, I started to monitor right now the UK. Let's see the .ds. I have a few points already. The average response, the certificate expiration is in 60 days. And this looks very cool. So with that, I think this is the end of the video. Really short video. Nothing very detailed. Please give it a try to Uptime Kuma. I found it extremely simple. I have it here right now. I have one dedicated monitor to monitor different things, and I have one tab on Chrome with the Grafana and all the temperatures on the home lab. But then it's rotating between tabs, and on the other tab, I have now a very nice dashboard directly from Uptime Kuma. With all my services, and if there is any lag or if there is any packet loss and so on and so forth, right? Really powerful. On another video, we are going to see more advanced things like how to create those statuses dashboard that I mentioned, and how we can configure the CSS so we can make it look a bit differently versus the standard, which by the way doesn't have nothing wrong, right? It's absolutely perfect and it works as expected. So that is all. Please give thumbs up. Please leave some comments if you're using Uptime Kuma today, or if it's the first time you're seeing it, a comment as well. It will help to improve the channel. And please let me know what do you want to see from Uptime Kuma itself, because maybe there is some advanced configuration that you don't know how to do, and I'll be happy to do a deep dive into that and configure it. As I said, next steps, I'm going to just take a look into the dashboards themselves of Uptime Kuma and some personalization with the CSS. So with that, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you soon on future videos. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye.